Hey guys, welcome to my channel Glen. My name's Glenn and these are my vlogs of what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency, and I've been sharing them with you guys now for about a year, which I can't believe, it's gone so fast. But today I wanted to talk about an idea that I've had, something that maybe I can bring to the cryptocurrency space, and I'd love to really get your feedback on it. I don't really have many people to talk to that would understand what it is I'm trying to do. It's a very simple concept, but people that I talk to here, friends and family, as soon as they hear the word crypto or Bitcoin, they're like, oh no, that's too risky, or I don't know. I thought I'd share it with you guys, but I actually come up with the idea, as you may know, if you've been watching my videos for a little while, I actually come up with the idea while I was driving to the airport, picking up a friend from the airport. I can't remember, about a week ago maybe. YouTube, that I've got this idea, but I didn't actually go into what it is. And a lot of people will be messaging me, Glenn, what's your idea, what's your idea? It's a very simple concept, but I needed a bit of time to think about it and how I would go about things, because I didn't want to just blurt out an idea that I have and then get shot down and think, oh yeah, actually, yeah, it's a really stupid idea. I actually needed time to think about, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? How much is it going to cost? How much could it make? Today I was going to share with you my idea. So a couple of problems that I feel that cryptocurrency as a space has is that there seems to be a lot of work going on software and regarding the blockchain and transaction fees and times, which is awesome. But for someone like me, I wouldn't have a clue how to help with that or where to start. My background has always been retail and sales. They're the two things that I'm generally really good at. I find it quite easy to talk to new people off the street and talk about something that I'm passionate about. So I was thinking, how can I offer a service that accepts and makes Bitcoin transactions? So I'm thinking, how can I personally, as Glenn, provide some sort of service to the public? How do I help Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency and as a community? It's my belief that cryptocurrencies, obviously with the help of the massive bull run that we had, have got into the ears of millions of people all around the world. We've all sort of heard of Bitcoin now. We all sort of know roughly what it is. But a lot of people still just hear it and think, oh yeah, that sounds like a load of scam. It's illegal. I hear that a lot. It's only used for drug dealers and murderers. I hear that a lot as well. Also, once people have got their head around the concept of Bitcoin, they don't know, one, how to get hold of it, or two, where to spend it. People say to me all the time, yeah, but what can you do with it? And oftentimes, I don't know what to say. A lot of people say it's the money of the internet, but Amazon don't accept it. eBay don't accept it. So where do you spend this magical Bitcoin? Bitcoin as a whole generally has this bad perception, people from the outside that don't fully understand what it is. And they don't really want to spend time looking into it. They don't want to look into what Bitcoin is. Or they may not know how. So that's one problem that we have in the cryptocurrency space before mass adoption really takes off, in my opinion. And again, these are all my points of view. Please point me out if you feel I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Also, another problem that I was thinking about while I was thinking of this idea is that even when you get Bitcoin, so say you're one of the people like myself, you've got into Bitcoin, you've bought some Bitcoin, you've even tried trading some Bitcoin. What do you do with it then? What happens? At the moment, it seems like really we're just trading it off each other and hoping that it goes up in value. There isn't anyone new coming into the space, and you could say that there's going to be big investors coming into space with ETFs and stuff like that. Again, that is way out of my realms of me being able to make a dent in anywhere in the world. But I'm thinking about mums, dads, teenagers, you know, people on the street. How do you get in front of those people? How do you say, look, this is what Bitcoin is, this is what it can be used for, and if you want, you can pay me in Bitcoin and I will offer this service. Now, you could spend obviously loads of money doing a marketing campaign to advertise Bitcoin, but then unless you've got your own website or exchange, a bit like Coinbase or Binance, how are you going to make money off people buying Bitcoin? You're not, you're just going to be watching. So that's why you don't see a lot of people really spending a lot of money trying to promote Bitcoin unless there's some sort of incentive behind it. So this brings me to my idea. Now, I know I've been rabbiting on for 5-10 minutes or whatever it is already. Sorry about that. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what I was thinking. So this brought me onto the idea of trying to get in front of the general public. Now, I thought, How can I do that on the high street? And I came up with the idea of setting up a Bitcoin shop or a Bitcoin store, or however, whatever you want to call it, a Satoshi's place or a bazaar or whatever, I don't know. When I think of going to shop somewhere, sometimes, obviously I'm not into fashion, I won't know what the new trending fashions are until I see them advertised in a shop. Like a recent one is me and my friend went shopping, outlet shopping place, and there was a brand called Penguin. It was like a Ralph Lauren, but it had little penguin on it. And I laughed. I said, oh, why is everyone buying these tops for like 50 quid for Penguin? And my mate said, oh, that's the latest thing. That's what everyone's going for. Now, and that's made it aware to me now. Now I know of this Penguin brand. So obviously it worked. So I was thinking, what if I was to set up a Bitcoin shop where at first glance, it would just be, say the storefront would be novelty ideas, t-shirts, hats, maybe some DVDs of Bitcoin films or related documentaries, ledger-nano S's, so these little puppies, USB sticks, anything to do with cryptocurrency. Could buy like the little coins, you know, just novelty ideas. But this is the real kicker. This is how I feel that it would help the community. So there's me in this shop, and people coming up to me, and they may not even come in wanting to buy something. They might just come in and say, excuse me, what is this Bitcoin? How do I do it? How do I get some? Now that's the real key to the store. I would then turn around and say, hello Mr. Customer, you can purchase one of these hard wallets, or I can show you how to set up a wallet using a desktop or Mac computer. Or if you would like, you can come and use one of our ATMs which accepts cash and converts it into Bitcoin for you. You just need to create a wallet, which again, we can provide that service for you while you're in store today. Is there something you'd be interested in taking part in? Obviously, I would have to explain the volatility and the risk factors involved in getting Bitcoin and that they can lose their money. I believe that that would plant a seed in people's head. That may convince someone to be like, do you know what? I thought Bitcoin was a dodgy thing and I thought Bitcoin was illegal, but I've seen one on the high street and I've gone in there and now I own some. It was really easy. I wonder what I can spend it on. So I've come over to this website called where-to-spend-bitcoins.co.uk. So this lists places in the UK where you can actually spend your Bitcoin. And for the whole east of England, so this is where I live, this is like saying the east of America. Obviously we're not as big as them, but you can see here very, very limited in terms of where you can actually spend this Bitcoin. So obviously being a Bitcoin store, obviously, I would accept full payments as well as in normal fiat money, cash, debit card, credit cards. I would also offer the option of accepting full Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments for any goods or services within the store. Again, this is going to open people's minds to like, oh my God, you can actually receive Bitcoin as payment. Now, I know this isn't mind-blowing. I'm sure we can all look up a shop or somewhere that accepts BitPay and think, well, Glenn, people have done that before. And I agree, that is right. But then, again, this is just opening people's minds. All I'm trying to do is plant a seed. Now, I might only be able to plant a seed in, over the course of a year, 100 people's minds, maybe 1,000 people's minds. But those 1,000 people are going to go home and they're going to start to think, oh, I wonder if I can buy some more Bitcoin. And what if I traded it for this Ripple? And then all of a sudden, bam, you've got more people in the space, more people wanting to interact and actually be a part of it. And then when they see these news stories about how Bitcoin's bad, they're like, no, it's not. I bought some and it just sits on my wallet. How's it bad? You know, I'm the one who decides where to spend it. And that's all I want to try and achieve here. I just want to plant a seed in people's minds. Now, I was thinking about that on its own probably wouldn't cover the rental costs of a shop. So then I started to think, well, what if there was like an advanced section, you know, like an advanced user of Bitcoin further back in the store, and I start offering mining equipment. One of the issues that I've found over the last year is if I want to buy anything to do with mining, I have to order it from China. I have to wait 3 months. I have to pay in Bitcoin Cash, which I'm not too fond of. And it's just a lot harder. Now imagine that streamlined into a shop experience. Hello, I'm interested in Bitcoin. You sold me some a couple months ago, but I heard that you can actually make Bitcoin. How do I do that? Thanks for coming back, Mr. Customer. I'll take you to this section here. We have some mining equipment which actually mines, and just explain it to people and get it in their minds. No pushy sales, no hard sell. It's just educating people in what they can and can't do. Therefore, they would obviously look to purchase this mining equipment. Obviously, it would be at the cost plus obviously profit after taxes and stuff like that. So therefore, that would be like the big selling ticket price items, if you like, the most expensive items in there. And then I was thinking, obviously, getting quirky stuff like artwork, and I was even thinking about having a little coffee section, because there was a thing going around saying, oh, you'll never be able to buy coffee with Bitcoin. And I was thinking, I'll prove people wrong. I'll set up a little coffee section where people can actually buy coffee using Bitcoin, just tapping their phone, beep, and they'll be able to purchase coffee to what they can and can't do in the world of cryptocurrency and retail. What do you guys think about this? I'd love to hear all your thoughts. For me, I felt like this was solving a couple of issues. One, I'm offering a service in Bitcoin payment. Two, I'm also accepting Bitcoin as payment. If people want me to help them set up their Coinbase account, obviously I can do that. They can just click on the store's referral link. Coinbase give the store a kickback, so again we're earning money that way, but then providing a service that a customer not initially know that they've helped pay for, but we can provide that service. Now I know that there's going to be obviously laws and regulations, and I'll have to get people to sign contracts or a statement saying, you know, Bitcoins are a volatile investment, you may lose all your money, blah, 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 blah. And obviously I'll explain that to people as they come in. Now, I believe that during this period where Bitcoin's very quiet, I can still make a go of this. This is something that I can turn a profit around in, even during a downtime, and even more so in the up times, because the demand for Bitcoin when it's going up, as we saw last year, will increase, and that shop will become more and more popular. I hope that obviously after a while I'll be able to set up more than one shop and actually expand out and start doing 2 or 3 shops. Now, where I actually first started looking into setting up a shop, I went full hog, like, right, my mind just went all over the place, and I thought, right, where can I do it big? I want to get in front of as many people as possible. I want to teach the world about Bitcoin and how they can set it up. And I actually started to look into a shopping centre in the UK called Lakeside. So my brain started going a million miles an hour, and I actually thought, yes, I'll get into Lakeside. It's one of the largest shopping complexes in Europe, and it has a high amount of footfall and people visiting every day. And I thought this would be awesome to get a Bitcoin store in a shopping centre like this. But when I looked further into it, some of the rent on these stores is so astronomically high that I'm fully aware that some of these shops don't even run at a profit. Sometimes these brands feel like they have to have a presence in this shopping centre, whether it's profitable or not, just so that they're in and they're trendy and they're getting their name out there, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. But obviously I'm starting a brand new business, a brand new concept. No one's going to know it. Yeah, I think this is a little bit out of my reach. So I actually started looking at these prices, and the rent on one of these shops, Oasis, which is a smaller clothing brand, $347,000 per year. A paper shop, believe it or not, they just sell paper and pens. They have a store that is up for rent for $278,000 per annum. And when you actually look into the costs further than this, you have to pay for electricity, also council shop rates, which is a fee that you pay to the council, to your local jurisdiction. And the fees for that are about 120 grand a year as well. So you're actually looking more like 400 to 500,000 pounds a year just to keep the doors open. Then you have staff costs, which this shopping centre is open from 10 AM till 10 PM every day. So you would need at least minimum 3 staff to cover days off, holidays, and obviously the full 12-hour shift. It's not something that I could do just on my own without wanting to kill myself after 6 months. So I would need at least 2 to 3 more staff to take on. If you was to pay them a fairly okayish wage in the UK, I would say between 19 and 25 grand a year. Times that by 3, you're looking at an extra 60 to 70,000 pounds on top. So now we're looking at 470. And I thought, you know what, this is a really big commitment. How can I afford to do this, to get in front of people's faces at a very busy location where people come to actually spend money? That's the only reason you go to Lakeside. You go there to spend money. Now, I know in America you have big shopping outlets and you seem to have one every sort of few miles or so, but in the UK we only have a few, and this is one of the largest ones, and it's not far from where I live. So that got me thinking, right, how can I fund this? Obviously I'd have to go to the bank. Obviously I would need a very large loan to do this. Again, more monthly outgoings, yearly costs, which is what every shop has to face. So then I started thinking, oh, imagine if I set up either an ICO or a coin, ideally a coin, I'd love to set up my own coin, that was actually for the Bitcoin store, Bitcoin shop, or whatever you want to call it. Again, another problem that I actually, have come across is that a lot of these ICOs and a lot of these coins that come out, they come out and really there's no use case for them. Absolutely none at all. Now, I'm not saying that's for all of them. I'm sure loads of people comment saying, Glenn, what about Tron? It can do this, this, and this. But I'm talking about the majority of the coins that are coming out on a daily basis. It seems like there's more and more cryptocurrencies every day. So if we was to go down the list, I'm talking about, a lot of these coins. You buy them, what can you actually do with them? Some of them are not even on exchanges. So all you can do is just hold them until they get put on an exchange, and you can exchange it for other coins at some point. So I was thinking, if I was to create a coin, there would be an instant use case for it. You can spend it in the Bitcoin store straight away. You can walk in and say, Glenn, I purchased, £1,000 worth of your Bitcoin store coin or token. What can I buy with it? Yeah, would you like to look at our this, and this, and this, the ledgers, would you like some merchandise? And you can spend it instantly, and you've walked out, or even some sort of service. I was thinking about offering workshops and services on how to explain Bitcoin, how to show them how to download a hard wallet onto their computers, and obviously we can either accept donations or charge for that service. And then going forward from that, I thought, oh, imagine if I had a shop that had like an upstairs as well, where normally people just store stuff, like a lot of shop owners store their junk or put rubbish up there, because obviously it's not in the eye of the shop floor. What if I was actually to turn that into like a little, like a conference or a meeting room where developers who are releasing new coins or want to talk about crypto can come up, rent the space, host. And obviously that's drawing more community into the shop. Therefore, hopefully they spend more money. So I was thinking that actually solves another problem, because I can create a coin or a token and people can use it straight away. They can use it day one. They buy it and they can walk into my shop and they can use it. Then I thought, oh, this will be a cryptocurrency shop that has been paid for by a cryptocurrency that fully accepts cryptocurrencies. And then I thought one step further from that, what if the staff that I had, I gave them the option, this would be an option, I wouldn't force it upon them, but they can either get paid during through the traditional methods, or they can be paid in their choice of cryptocurrency. That means it would be a fully functional sending and receiving cryptocurrency hub. And this blew my mind. When I thought of it, I got so excited. I was like, oh my god, I need to tell someone about it. And that is when I'd done my video. Now, talking about it to some of my friends and family, just getting a general feel for it. A lot of them don't really understand cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin in general. So they're like, oh no, it's too risky and you don't know what you're doing and you're better off setting up. My wife wants me to set up a store doing like kids soft play area. So this is where I'm at today. So I was thinking about setting up a store closer to home, so in Colchester. Now, in Colchester, we have quite a large university, so there's a lot of students from all over the world come to this university. Now, I feel a Bitcoin store would do quite well there, or I'd like to think so, because obviously they're the demographic of the people that are probably most interested in the cryptocurrencies. There might even be doing courses about cryptocurrency. But the real objective of the store is to get the average Joe, the average mum and dad, nan and granddad, to walk past and think, oh, what's this Bitcoin shop? Oh, my nephew's into that. Or I might buy him a Bitcoin t-shirt just as a Christmas present or something like that. But once they're in the store, they go, oh, right, so there's a Bitcoin ATM. Oh, and you're offering these hard wallets. Oh, okay, how does that work? Well, if you want, we can give you this hard wallet. It's got £100 worth of Bitcoin. I was thinking about novelty ideas, saying, for Christmas I've given you £100 worth of Bitcoin. I mean, we see people buying, you know, store vouchers and stuff like that, and love to shop vouchers. Why not buy someone Bitcoin for a Christmas present? And again, these are more use cases that I can't think of a place to go right now where I can do that. So I felt like I was answering a lot of problems, and hopefully obviously spread the word out. I started doing my research to see if anyone else had done this in the UK, and from what I can tell, no one's doing it in the UK so far. But I did manage to find on the Bitcoin Reddit page this shop here. Apparently it's the world's first Bitcoin shop. I actually started reading about it, and as I went further down, someone has actually done a YouTube video about it, which I've actually sat through and watched. And this shop is based in Vienna. Everything that I have just said to you up until this point, I swear to God, I thought of it myself. Obviously, it's a very simple idea. Anyone can think of it. I'm sure loads of people have. But this shop here, they're referring to as the House of Nakamoto, after obviously the creator of Bitcoin. And they're doing the same thing. You can see in the background here, T-shirts and hats and novelty ideas. But actually, this is the lady that's owns it.
Aber nicht nur Neulingen, auch erfahrenen Bitcoinern, sage ich mal, die einfach Informationen.
And she was saying in this video, actually the storefront is a ruse, if you like. The idea is to get people in to encourage them to buy cryptocurrency using their ATMs and stuff like that. And I thought, oh my God, she's doing exactly what she says, already got my business idea. It's already in place. Ah, damn it. But I started thinking about it, over a day or two, and I still feel like I can make a go at this, because this is one shop in the world. I was thinking, really, I would want one of these shops in every town of every city in every country. So even if I put this video out there and loads of people think, right, I'm going to copy what Glenn just said, I'm going to do the same thing, by all means, go for it. Because the more Bitcoin shops there are, the better. The more mass adoption there is, the more people are being educated about Bitcoin. Things that you do have to be wary of, and she mentions it in the video actually, which I will put the link to it down below if you want to watch that and check out their store. She mentions that obviously in different countries they have different jurisdictions about the sale of Bitcoin, or the sale from one currency to another, whether it's illegal or illegal. So obviously that is something that I need to look into for the UK at least. I messaged Shopping Centre about the rent of one of their stores, and I actually said that I'm interested in setting up. I don't want to show you the exact email because it's got the lady's name and phone number, and I don't want her to get bombarded with a load of spam. So this lady actually contacted me from the shopping centre that I inquired about setting up some form of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency shop. And she said, "Hi Glenn, many thanks for your inquiry. I'm not sure we have anything like that across our whole portfolio. Do you know what use class you would need to trade under?" So that is something that I need to find out. This is a use in which you would need consideration on our part from a tenant mix perspective, and also whether we are appropriate platform to teach members of public forum. Again, obviously, maybe it's best if I start off small, figure out the kinks as I go along with in terms of regulations and laws, and then obviously work my way outwards eventually into the Oxford streets of the world and the lakesides and the blue waters and the big shopping centres. I contacted Ledger to see, you know, if they could give me their trade prices on these and how many I would have to order. I've received that. I don't really want to go into too much depth into that, but things like that, I think they'll be probably the big seller because they're cheap. You can put your Bitcoin on it and you can just walk out the shop and it's done. Obviously, I contacted Bitmain about if I was to set up a sort of bulk order of machines. I haven't heard back from them, so I'm still waiting for them. But I'm really excited about this idea. Now, I was looking into obviously setting up an ICO or a token, and it seems like it would take a large amount of time and dedication to actually setting up a cryptocurrency. I know you can go on things like the Waves platform and you can set a coin up like within seconds, but I don't think they're proper coins and they only traded in certain places. So I feel like if I was to go down that route, it would take up more of my time than I would actually dedicate to setting up the shop. But everything would be about obviously learning about cryptography and getting people involved to do that and setting up a coin, setting up a token. So I'm not too sure where to go with that. The other way of doing it is setting up some sort of crowdfunding. So setting up a crowdfunding page where people can donate and help get this store off the ground. The costs that I'm looking at, if I was to rent a retail space in Colchester, I'm looking at like £1,000 to £1,200 a month, depending on the store. Could be more than that if I got a really prime location with a big shop area. Then obviously you've got to pay shop rates, staff. Obviously, to start off with, if I was doing this 9 till 6 or 9 till 7, it would just be me on my own. And if it really took off, then I would look to employ more people and figure that out as I go along. So that's where I'm at currently as of today. I'm not quite sure what the next step is, so I'm looking into it. I'm doing my research. I feel like this is something, one, that I'm really passionate about and I would love to do. Second, there's hardly anyone else doing this out there. So I'm not chasing my tail, I'm actually being forward thinking. And obviously it's something that I'm good at. I'm good at talking to people. Now, I know you may watch these YouTube videos and you may think, well, Glenn, you're always stuttering or you're always confusing yourself. But when I'm actually talking, it's harder to talk to a camera than it is to actually interact with someone one-to-one. I would actually find it a lot more fluent and easier to talk to people. So if you think I'm a pretty good speaker watching my videos, I'm a lot better face-to-face or over the phone. So that's where I'm at, guys. What do you think? Should I pursue this? Should I set up some sort of crowdfunding? Or should I just go down the traditional route of going to the bank and applying for a bank loan for this? I just really fell in love with the idea, the romance of a crypto store set up by a crypto, fully accepting a crypto and paying out in a crypto. The full circle of the retail environment, the space. I just thought that, I don't know, I thought that was a really exciting idea, and I've been wanting to share it with you guys for about a week now, but I just felt like I needed to put more research and time into it before I started rambling on. So I'm sorry this video's gone on for a while. I know you guys prefer sort of 10-minute long videos, but this is something that I really, really wanted to talk through with people, and I would love to set something like this up and be the first UK Bitcoin shop or store and offer goods and services paid for by crypto, offering crypto as a payment method. I've looked into Bitmain. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent again. I've been looking into Bitmain the last couple of days and their fees and how it works and how quick it is. And they actually offer 1% transaction fees, which if you compare that to Visa and MasterCard and even American Express, they charge more like sort of 3–4%, depending on how big retailer you are. The bigger you are, the more discount you get. But for smaller retailers, you get charged quite a bit percentage-wise. So BitPay seems to be a good option at the moment. And again, I would be able to say to people, honestly, in my store, if they were like, yeah, but you can't use that Bitcoin for anything, I'd be like, yeah, you can. You can buy a coffee or these sweets or these hats and t-shirts or this mining equipment or hardware or this computer, this rig. You can pay for one of our workshops. You can rent a space here. You can pay for anything within this premises using cryptocurrency. Now, they might say, yeah, whatever, mate, and then walk out. But that's planted a seed in that guy's head. Now, he might run something obscure like a farm, or he may run a hairdresser's, a barber's, or something like that. And he might start thinking, well, I might look into accepting cryptocurrency. Why can't my shop do that as well as cash? I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's it from me, guys. Once I've done a bit more research, I will be doing more videos on this, and I'm really, really excited about this. This is probably the most excited I've been about a business venture that I've ever been, because me and my wife have a business together at the moment. It's more her thing. We work from home doing childminding, and that's more her thing, and obviously I've come along for the ride. I also used to own my own shop, but that was a photography thing. Really what I've done over the last few years is properties, so I've bought, done up and sold properties as I've gone along, and I've been doing that for a while now, and I know that pretty well. But the only reason I do that is because I thought there's good money in it. It's always going up in value. This Bitcoin shop is something that I genuinely have a passion for it, and I would love to talk to new people on a daily basis about this is how easy crypto can be. That is like, to me, that's probably, I'm more excited about that than, say, making a profit. As long as I can earn a living wage, obviously I don't want to end up going bankrupt or something like that. If I can earn a living wage from that store, then I'm happy. I'd happy doing that all day, every day. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below, guys. Please message me through Telegram, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, all with the name BitGlen. Someone did mention, oh, I bet Glen's business idea is going to involve his name. I don't want it to be that. I want it to be bigger than that. I want this to be a Bitcoin shop, a Bitcoin hub, and something where eventually I can walk away from it and leave other people to run it and expand the business outwards, and just try to get as much mass adoption, convince more people to use the cryptocurrency, because that is why we got into this space in the first place. If you're sitting here watching this video, the chances are you fell in love at some point with the idea of Bitcoin being an online, secure, your own bank, no government involvement. The price of Bitcoin going up and down is just a side note that obviously we follow quite a lot. But actually we fell in love with that idea in the first place. And I would like to take that to the next level and start offering that to people that have never ever thought of Bitcoin before. So that's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget before you leave to give this video a like. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. And if you want to see my journey of setting up this first UK Bitcoin store. See you later, guys. Bye.